Yo, all over the world we about to go. Truth is coming out, that's what you need to know. Blacks from Hispanics is the Israelites, you need to know. You ain't never gonna hear this from a pastor though. You done ended in the den with some lions. You done ended in the den with some lions. You done ended in the den with some lions. Think you coming in here with your sin, don't even try me on the mission. Telling Israel to repent before your time is up. Every city on the corner in your hood is where you finding us.
Yeah, go ahead and play that video. Go ahead and play first one that you had up. This is Chicago. This is why we march through there to show unity and give hope. You hear the brother in the back? Stay down, stay down.
Damn.
Chirac.
It's a damn war zone.
Right.
Stay down, stay down, stay down. Stay down, stay down. Stay down, stay down. Stay down. Stay down.
Now they walk around to find out how much carnage is out
Stay
there.
down. Stay down.
You hear lady saying, "Where's my daughter and where's my son?"
Right. Right.
She's yelling that.
Right. Because they probably wasn't next to her when those shots started ringing out.
Right.
That part, right?
That part. They probably wasn't even around.
Get the next video. Get the next video. This is the youth right here. Watch this. Hey, this overseas. Nottingham. Where's Nottingham? That London?
It's in Europe.
So it's been a lot of that going on. There's a lot of these videos now where these kids
Stop being a damn fool.
are starting to just get in mobs, and then they'll just bum rush stores. We've seen quite a few of these videos where they'll just now they going in and they creating a lunch rush at McDonald's, and they say we just snatch what's ready.
That's crazy as hell.
Or it might not even be ready.
In your own community, you gonna go ahead and vandalize and rob your own food center that's feeding you.
Right.
Read that verse real quick.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 51 and verse 20.
Because look, this is exactly why the Lord said, "Go ye unto the children of Israel" in Ezekiel.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the Lord told Ezekiel to do that. Because we are the degenerate plant. We are the ones that's broken, that do off the wall shit. We just do off the wall stuff. You don't see that in the Chinese community. You don't see that in the white. Well, shit, you seen that at the damn insurrection, whatever that was. But anyway, that's they can destroy their own kingdom. That's us. That's the bees. That's the hives before the Lord come right there. Anyway, you don't see that in these communities because they value they neighborhoods. But amongst us, we're wild, man. We're wild. Read that verse. Come on.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 51 and verse 20.
We need the warning. Read.
Thy sons have fainted.
Mm-hmm.
They lie at the head of all the streets. As a wild bull in a net. As a wild bull in a net.
You ever try to put a bull in the net? I'm talking about that bull with the horns that's trying to kill you and put one of them bulls, them horns inside of you. Like you see them brothers, Northern Kingdom, they be having the flag and trying to get out of the way and stuff. Yeah. Or they be playing with the bull, and it just pinch the hell out of them. They be flipping them up. They be flipping around. That's our people. That's our people. They like tanks. You can't stop them. They like what? Read that again.
They lie at the head of the streets. As a wild bull.
As a wild bull, untamable bull, a mad bull. Read.
In a net.
In a net. Read on. Because that net is trapped, right? And it's trying to do everything it can to get out. Read.
They are full of the fury of the Lord.
They are what?
They are full of the fury of the Lord.
They are full of the fury of the Lord. They are full of what else?
The rebuke of thy God.
The rebuke of our God. Because due to the curses and societies that we are set up in, we react like this. We react like this. But what is the solution? Give me that, Zechariah. Because, yeah, we see the problem, but how do you fix it? Been a simple answer from the beginning. The same commandment from the beginning, like it says in 1 John, right? Keep the commandments. Keep the commandments. If you on your couch and you ain't doing a damn thing for your people, shame on you. When the Lord put his life on the line and died for you so you can simply learn this word, perform it in your life, and be that example of righteousness on this planet. You don't love Christ. You don't love God. You forsake his ways when you're not on the street corners teaching your people how to be righteousness, how to be righteous. Read that verse.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
My bad. I know this ain't that kind of show.
Bring it out.
I'm fired up, man. I'm
Bring
mad.
it out.
I'm mad as hell. Read. Come on.
Gather yourselves together.
Do what?
Gather yourselves together.
No. I'm sorry. Zechariah 8 and 16. Excuse me. But that's a good one too. Go ahead.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 8 and verse 16.
This is the solution.
These are things that ye shall do.
This is what we shall do. Yeah, our brothers are in wild bulls. They crazy. You can't tame them. Sisters out of order. They don't know how to cover themselves up. They making thoughts and all this. They make themselves thoughts and all, right? But how do you fix it? This is it. Read.
Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor.
Speak truth to your neighbor. So whenever you hear this word, don't hate it. Appreciate it, because it's something you need to hear. You men need to get off your behinds and teach your people. Hating on the purple and gold. Hating on your brothers that's trying to change the people in our communities to righteousness. Read that again.
These are the things that ye shall do.
This is what we shall do. Read.
Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor.
So that's why we go only to our people. That's why we only go to the churches in our communities. That's why we blitzing you. That's why we setting thunder at your church.
Right.
That's why we doing that. Oh, hold on now. What you said now? What you said, bro?
I say that's right.
Oh, I hear you. There you go. Go ahead, man. That's why we go to the neighbor, the children of our people. All right, read.
Execute the judgment of truth.
Execute what?
The judgment of truth.
Execute the judgment of truth. You must reveal and expose sin amongst your communities and speak and teach on men's lives so that they can get themselves right. If you hate that, you hate God. Period. You are a reprobate. Yes, I'm talking to you. Period. When you hate judgment and you hate truth. Read.
And peace in your gates.
And peace in your, because that's what, when you have structure and order, when you have balance, that brings peace in your neighborhoods. The dope man and the drug dealer and the murderer, they know I ain't supposed to be doing this. I love my God, I love my people, and I love myself. I want to build my nation. I'm not going to kill and decay and take from my people and myself. All right? And I'm going to promote God's righteousness. I'm changing my ways. Period. Read on. Last verse.
And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts.
That's sin. That's you not judging your people. That's you not bringing forth judgment, structure, and order. The commandments of God. Thou shalt not commit adultery. All right? Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill. All right? Worship no other gods before me. So if you ain't with that, you against God. Period. Read.
And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor. And love no false oath.
Don't love false oath. That's Christianity. And the umbrella of, because you got, I'm going to call them Hebrew Israelite apologetics nowadays. The kumbaya Negro. Period. That thing, everything, we should all get together. Period.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
The apologetics. We got the nations, all those that are against you, brothers and sisters, that want to establish righteousness on this planet. They against you. So that's why we defend a friend. That's why we defend this word right here with our actions. While the rest of y'all just looking. Read.
For all these are things that I hate.
God hates them, and so do we. We hate sin, and we want to fix it with righteousness. Read.
Saith the Lord.
That's it. That's it on there.
You want to open up the phone lines again?
Yeah, go ahead. Y'all can call in, man.
We can open up the phone lines.
Where you at?
Go to number 8. So let's see if we can get through number 8 because the phone's good.
Yeah, what time we got to get off?
I think 11:30.
Oh, okay. We probably ain't getting through no.
All right, you got number 8. Article number 8. Y'all got to hear this, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. Nope. Number 8. Number 8. I numbered them for you. There it is.
Damn, I'm sweating.
Yeah, watch this. Watch this. All right, yeah, go ahead. Let's
In
read
the case of mistaken identity.
Okay, go ahead, play that.
Gone terribly wrong, an elderly Texas couple was held at gunpoint, handcuffed, and left traumatized after police mistaken them for a group of teenagers.
It was pretty scary.
Wait a minute, stop.
67-year-old
Go back a little bit. I want everybody to be able to see that picture of them too. Yeah, they kind of look like teenagers, huh? This how out of control some of the police departments saw it, or police are, that you would look at them and you see, I don't know, 14, 15, 16-year-olds.
So they fit the description with gray hair.
Right. Go ahead.
It's scary.
67-year-old Michael Lewis and 57-year-old Regina Armstead say they were scared for their lives as they looked down the barrel of police guns for an alleged crime they didn't commit.
Pulled us over because they were looking for 3 teens with a gun that was shooting at some other teens.
Now, Lewis and Armstead have filed a lawsuit against the police, accusing them of excessive force.
I was afraid because I didn't know what was going on. I know I hadn't did anything wrong.
For 57-year-old Regina Armstead and her boyfriend, 67-year-old Michael Lewis, a seafood dinner they had on November 6, 2020 would be one they wouldn't soon forget. That evening, Armstead says, while on their way home from Captain D's in Rosenberg, Texas, a suburb of Houston about 30 miles to the west, which has a population of about 38,000 residents, 15% of them black. While on their way home, Armstead says a Rosenberg police cruiser got behind them and activated its lights, spurring confusion and panic for the couple.
So I tried to move over to the right side because I thought they were trying to get by. And so then they got in behind me again, and I turned the radio down. I could hear them saying to turn the car off and throw the keys out the window and all that stuff.
According to a lawsuit filed against the city of Rosenberg, its police department, and 5 of its officers, on November 6, 2020, the officers were looking for a group of black teenagers who allegedly brandished a gun to a group of kids, then fled away in a white vehicle with tinted windows and black rims. Armstead was driving a white Dodge Charger, similar to the car the teens reportedly got away in, leading to a traffic stop.
Pulled us over because they were looking for 3 teens with a gun that was shooting at some other teens. And then I was so anxious. I told them, I said, well, if that was the case, I said, if that's the case, they're gone now. I said, you're fooling with us.
The suit, filed on August 4th, 2022, alleges the officers ordered Armstead out of the car and onto the ground. On her knees as officers' guns remained pointed at her. She was then handcuffed and placed in the back of a police car. Meanwhile, Lewis, a dialysis patient, was also handcuffed. He says the officers placed him in cuffs and it posed a serious health risk.
When they put them handcuffs on there, and I told them I can't have nothing on my arm at all because that'll mess up my fistula.
Despite telling officers of his medical condition, the officers disregarded those warnings, causing the medical device in his wrist to malfunction, resulting in 3 medical procedures, according to the lawsuit. While the couple remained detained, officers then searched their car, and it wasn't until nearly an hour later did the focal point of the traffic stop get addressed. Lewis and Armstead were not the teens the officers were after.
No, duh.
We didn't favor the 3 guys they were looking for, but they should have known that when they pulled me out the car that I was not one of the guys.
There were a number of constitutional violations that we alleged, obviously excessive force with the brandishing of the guns and the handcuffing of Mr. Lewis, the constitutionality of the stop in the first place, whether there was reasonable suspicion based on the fact that there wasn't a very clear match between our clients and the suspects that the police were looking for.
Atlanta Black Star contacted the Rosenberg Police Department for a comment regarding the allegations within the lawsuit against them. Chief Jonathan White said, in part, while we're disappointed in the amount of incorrect information found in the plaintiff's complaint and media articles, we will respect our justice system by responding to the appropriate court with factual information. Lewis and Armstead's attorney, Lauren Bond, says her office tried to get their hands on the body cam video of the traffic stop, but were told by a public records city official they don't have a video from the stop, leading Bonds to question if the officers ever activated their body cameras or dash cameras, or if the footage was deleted. Bond says they haven't determined a dollar amount for the damages incurred by the couple at this time, but the lawsuit also accuses Rosenberg police for repeatedly being overly aggressive with the city's non-white residents. They hope the lawsuit prompts Rosenberg police to...
That's all we need. That's all we need. Cap?
So
I know that videos like that kind of piss you off a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You still looking? Cause I got something.
Oh, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Hey, we gotta go to the curses, man. You gotta go to Deuteronomy 28:65, man.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 65.
Right.
And among these...
Start at 64.
Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Now I see some comments about the boyfriend, girlfriend, the eating of the unlawful foods and all of that. So, but I want to deal with right now the aggression from the police department. I want to show you that these curses are real on our people. Go ahead.
And among these nations
shalt
thou find no ease. Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart. And failing of eyes. And sorrow of mind.
You know, she said she turned that radio down when they pulled up behind her. You know, a lot of us know what that feel like. Go ahead.
Your heart dropped.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
And what?
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Because it's acknowledged that they looking for 3 teens, and you 3 times is that the age of them teens.
I mean, I'm sure they got the license and was like 19, I don't know, 60, 50, something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the gray beard didn't
70,
give it away,
right.
you know, but go ahead.
And thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life.
Go ahead.
In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even.
In the morning you wish the day had been far spent. Go ahead.
And at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning. For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see.
Now jump back up to 50.
Verse 50.
49, I'm sorry.
Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Because you get in the court system and you just can't understand how is you bothering me, and you talking about you looking for teenagers. Hey, where the camera footage? Oh, we can't find no camera footage. Go ahead.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old.
There you go, right there. Don't regard the person of the old.
Nor show favor to the young.
So, hey, one more. Jump up to where you gonna be, man, for the 34.
So that curse came upon us, and we in the conditions that we in right now, trying to solve them issues by keeping the laws. That's the only solution.
That's the only solution.
Because you read in the scriptures how I think that's you don't got to go to it, but Second Chronicles 30 and verse 8 on down, it says, if you yield yourselves unto the Lord and keep the commandments, He'll make your enemies have compassion upon you. Well, every time I read that verse,
we gotta read it.
Oh yeah, we got to read it.
Go ahead.
I read that verse, bro, and I realize the actual power that we have, because we worship the God of spirits. And if you serve the God, if you serve the living God, He will move the spirits of men to His sons and daughters' favor. We don't realize the power that we have. When the scripture says that He ain't gonna prevail, as long as you live or die in Christ, we gonna be all right. This is our test, because we messed up. This world revolves around us, period. We just got to realize it in our houses, in ourselves, all of that, everything we do. Read that verse real quick.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 30 and verse 8. Now be ye not stiff-necked as your fathers were.
Meaning repent. Repent. Stop robbing the people, read.
But yield yourselves unto the Lord.
But do what?
But yield yourselves unto the Lord.
Yielding your members unto the Lord, keep the commandments. Read. Stop. My bad. Stop the lust. Stop the fornication. Stop the adultery. Stop the murder. Stop the killing. All of that. Read.
And enter into his sanctuary.
How you enter into his sanctuary? You're looking at it right here. It's been here. The answer's been here. The Bible. The Bible. Read.
Which he has sanctified forever.
He sanctified it because this is what cleanses us. Read.
And serve the Lord your God.
And do what?
And serve the Lord your God.
By keeping the laws. Read. What will happen if you do that?
That the fierceness of his wrath may turn away
like
from you.
You was just saying, Cap. The fierceness of his wrath is the curses. It will turn from us. Read.
For if you turn again unto the Lord, your brethren and your children.
So let me see real quick. We got everybody tuning in real quick. Lionz Den Radio Show, aka Fix Your Face. We got over 2,000 viewers right now. This is our solution right here. Change our ways, change our actions into God's righteousness. That's how we fix the community. That is revolutionary right there. We've been had the answers. Now we got to keep on doing it, and it ain't gonna stop. It will not fail when you apply God's word. Read on, come on. Because you know what you're gonna do? When you keeping what's in the Bible, you're gonna find people just like you. You're gonna join yourself to them because y'all will be like-minded. Read on, come on.
For if you turn again unto the Lord, your brethren and your children shall find compassion before them that lead them captive, so that they shall come again into this land. For the Lord your God is gracious and merciful, and will not turn away his face from you if you return unto him.
Because you read in Jeremiah how he said the Lord will use your enemies to entreat you well. All right, so that's what that's going into.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Hey, get that Jeremiah 15:11.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 15 and verse 11. The Lord said, verily it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction.
So now we probably got time for one more before we got to shut it down. Get that next article, number 9. Get this next article, number 9. Bro, y'all got to see this one. I got to see this one. And thank the Lord that he pulled you out them streets, out them clubs, put the spirit on you to keep the commandments, get a wife, or you could be one of these brothers. That's my savior. Bring it out.
So we got one of our sisters that posted a video about nursing homes and how black men are starting to come into the nursing homes at an earlier age. Let's roll that.
So I was talking to one of my girlfriends who's actually, she owns a senior home, and because I really want to open one, so me and her always talking back and forth about little stuff. And she was saying that the population in one of her nursing homes in New York, I think she was like, it's men between the ages of 47 to like 58, and some like what you said in the comments. And I was like, I wonder why. She said a lot of them never took care of their kids, so they end up getting real sick, stroke, heart attacks, or whatever, and they can't function. So they had to go to nursing homes because they didn't do right.
Let me stop right there. This is why you need to be a good father and treat your kids right. It doesn't even matter if you got a crazy baby mama. There's laws, to fight against her. There's lawyers that can help assist you in fighting her. Is no excuse for you not to have a relationship with your children. And she's right. Those children is going to be the one that's going to have to look after you if something happens to you. If you have no relationship with your son, no relationship with your daughter or daughters or sons or whatever, and listen, we're not impervious. Today you may feel like, you feel like 1,000%, but something could happen to you. Now, let me continue this because she's going to bring up some other points.
They wanted, and my mom had sent me this story of this man. My mom always sending me TikToks. So I don't know if nobody else, but I got some people that I be up in the middle of the night with the cover over me looking at all the TikToks they be sending me. Well, my mama sent me this TikTok of this man saying, I never thought I was going to be sick. I'm just 45 and I'm sick. And, you know, I've been a player my whole life, so I ain't never think I needed a wife to take care of me. And that's how a lot of them think. A lot of them feel that they're supposed to be players and, you know, they don't think about who's going to take care of me if I get sick. Or even when I go to the VA with my husband.
Let me stop right there. So that is another good point. You can't just be hot dicking all your life, bro. You can't. Okay, you got your time for that. I get it. Listen, I get it. I'll say, look, in your 20s, you know, as long as you wrap it up, of course, be safe and all of that. But even if you meet somebody, right? Because I'm a believer, and that what I believe in is that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. I believe in that. That's the way I was raised. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, well, these women in America. Listen, there's no excuse about women in America because you can get you a passport, my brother, and you can go to other countries where women are still being raised in a traditional setting. You must be a traditional man, though, if you show up in those settings. Like, they expect you to provide. They expect you to have a household. They expect you to take care of the kids if you have them. They expect you to put food on the table. If you really want a traditional woman, you need to be the provider like a traditional man is supposed to be. But say you are that guy. There are plenty of women you can go holler at in the African continent. You know, they got women in Latin America that you want to holler at or whatever. Some of the brothers, I'm just saying what I see online. Some of the brothers are going to Thailand and the Philippines. There's like 2 places a lot of brothers are going. Now, I saw this one video.
Terrible advice.
I just wanted y'all to hear that.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, it's either that or the Bible.
Right.
Which one?
Right. Now, I wanted to play that for him because that's a lot. It's a lot right there. He just... Papa Nene, I know you got something on this.
He ain't learned nothing for the
you got something on this topic right
for the
here,
bishop interview, man. He ain't going to get nothing for the bishop interview.
He said Thailand.
He said Thailand.
Isn't that like
he
famous
said,
for hookers
go
out
get
there?
you a Hamite.
Yeah. I believe
he said everything but Esau.
If I'm not mistaken, though, Thailand is famous for having hookers, though. That's what.
Thailand, famous for what they call them sex vacations and stuff like that.
It's wild out there. It's not...
So you gonna go over there and get you a woman that got an incredible body count on it.
Right. Oh man.
The disease. What he said, Bobby, get you more than one.
I'm glad you wasn't speaking in your mic that
more
time.
Than one disease. Yeah, you're gonna get more than one disease, man.
Hey, let's get that real quick. I want to get that example because the first thing he talked about was how, if you had a falling out or whatnot with your children, that's why it's important for fathers to raise their families and be a part of their life, to rebuild the Israelite household. So let's get one of those like actions in the house, what would take place as the family grows, all right? Give me that real quick in Sirach 3. Sirach 3 and 12 real quick.
Bring it out.
Sirach 3 and 12. Thank you, officer, for this script. I was thinking about it. I'm like, dang, where's that Joker, man? Armor bearers, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
The book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
My son, help thy father in his age.
Look how you always see how these are instructions given to sons and daughters, all right? Instructions. This is the Bible, not no dang on long-winded or whatever video this is of one man's opinion. What is wholesome instructions that we can guide our lives? This is why I love this truth so much. Is because when I was coming up, bro, I always looked for answers and never got them. You know what I got? I got a Black and Mild. I got some weed. Right. I got, hey, you want to go hit this lick? I know you got a car. That's what I got, bro.
Right.
That's what I got.
You know what my advice was?
What?
I was told not to marry a Jamaican. That
was it. Man, bro. Keep reading real quick. Bible full of instruction. It says, my son, help thy, what, come on?
Help thy father in his age.
Read.
And grieve him not as long as he liveth.
And grieve him not as long as he liveth. Because the Bible teaches you how to honor your father and your mothers, all right? How to not to be disobedient. Read, come on.
And if his understanding fails.
Because when they get older, what happens? They lose their understanding. Sometimes they get, what is it called? Dementia and stuff like that. Alzheimer's. Yep. Read on, come on.
Have patience with him.
Have patience with him. Read.
And despise him not when thou art in thy full
See, that's
strength.
the problem. We don't know how to be honorable. We talk about honor, and the Chinese people, they and Moab and Ammon, they know how to be more honorable than we do. But we are the source on how to raise our communities and nurture our communities and have honor. That culture, we lost that. That's why we're getting back to it. Read on.
And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not when thou art in thy full strength.
Read, come on, despise him not when you're in your full strength, because he wiped your behind. Now you got to do the same thing when he get older. Period. Read.
For the relieving of thy father.
Hey, but with that though, you got to see into it that the Lord is watching that. He then your father, he'll bless you when he passes on and goes to our fathers. You know how it says in the scriptures with Jacob, Abraham, and Isaac. You know how they did that. And then you'll be blessed, all right? Why? Because you parted from your father well, all right? And he won't curse you before he die. He'll bless you. That's what this is talking about. You do well to your father in his old age until he leaves, so that the Lord and your father will bless you. Read on, come on.
For the relieving of thy father shall not be forgotten.
Read on.
And instead of sins, it shall be added to thee to build thee up.
Why? Because you're receiving inheritance of your father. That's why it's important that we build inheritance, or a legacy. A legacy for our people, for our families, for our households that we can pass down. Read on, is that it?
In the day of thine affliction it shall be remembered. Thy sins also shall melt away as the ice in the fair warm weather.
Read on, this is the point. Come on.
He that forsaketh his father is a blasphemer.
Read, and this is talking about a righteous father. Right. All right? A righteous father. Ain't talking about no dude that wants you to roll up with him. Right. Or do evil with you. It's talking about a righteous man. Read on, come on.
And he that angereth his mother is cursed of God.
And he that angereth his mother is cursed of God. And that's what you see in our communities. Killing each other, like the video you played in Chicago. Grieving your mother and your fathers, and we have havoc in our communities.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. I.U.I.C. has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road. Purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. I.U.I.C, we deliver the truth.